Okay. I think if I screen share with, hmm, I don't know what I'm doing. Hmm. Oh well. Just gonna have to deal with my recording and then upload it to YouTube. I don't know how to do StreamYard and all of that. So, anyways, I'm gonna go and make sure. Um, whoa, what just happened? Where did my Zoom go? What in the world? Oh, okay. Well, maybe it is gonna let me screen share. Can you still see?
Yeah, I can see your screen, and then you're up in the corner.
Okay. Is this not? Okay, start cam. Unmute. I don't understand why it's not letting me. I was gonna try to, hold on, share screen. Is it working? You can see all of this, Lindsay?
Yeah, I can see all of that.
Okay. Well, we're gonna share this to Zoom. Share. Open. No, not this. Struggling. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna say stop share. Whatever. Anyways, StreamYard.com is sharing a window. Are you there, Lindsay? You still there? Are you with me? Okay, so let me go look on our Facebook group real quick and see if we're streaming. I don't know what I did, so I don't know that I'll ever be able to do it again if I did it right. So I guess we're about to see if I am streaming on our Facebook group. Doesn't look like it. So, meeting on Zoom. Post. Okay. Anyways. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I just wanted to say somebody just got a new recruit, and I have no idea who it is. So I'm going to go look at that. Shelly. Shelly got a new recruit. Woohoo! That's exciting. So I know she is coaching soccer tonight, so she may not be able to hop on. But super excited for her about that. So that's exciting. Okay,
Yeah, that's great.
So get started. Some of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight, I have talked about before. But sometimes, you know, when you listen to a training and you've heard it before, it just clicks. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we need to hear it again. I'm that kind of girl. Like, I remember going to a training with Holly, and Holly had said something, and I was like, it's like a light bulb went off. And it's not that I hadn't heard it before because Jennifer had taught me that, but it's like it just transferred and like really just set in. You know what I'm saying? It's sometimes you just need to hear it again, and you may need to be in a different place than you were in your business 3 months ago. You know what I'm saying? So today's training, I'm going to talk about emotional and time management. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and Lindsay, what you laughing about? we're going to talk about these two things. I have to be honest, I think the best time that I train on specific topics is when I'm kind of going through those same things too. So, I mean, the truth is that no matter what pinnacle you hit in your business, you're probably still going to always be working on these two things. Okay. So don't feel like you have to master it, because the truth is you probably never will. But if you just continue to be disciplined and continue to have this as a daily thought of I'm working on these two things, or I'm trying to master these two skills, I think that's when you're going to feel like you're really rocking your business. Okay. So first, I want to talk about the wheel of feelings. Okay. So the first, as soon as you come in and you're a brand new consultant, you're attending all of the meetings, you never miss one. You have positive feelings to your brain like, oh my gosh, I can really do this. Like, you're super excited, right? And then frustration comes because you're starting to have some cancellations, you're starting to have some obstacles, your friends are, not booking with you like you thought they would, things like that. Number 3 is shock. You start to feel like it's super hard. Okay. You start to feel like, oh my gosh, I thought this was going to be easy. You're just in shock. Okay. And then number 4 is denial. You start to really just start doing other things. It's almost like you're procrastinating, you're avoiding, doing what you know what to do. And so you might go cook, or you might go take a nap. You might be avoiding your director or the meeting. You might be in withdrawal, like, I just don't know if I can do this. Like, you're in 100% denial, right? And then you hit to fear, okay? And you start feeling like, oh gosh, I can't do this. Or maybe this isn't for me. Or I can't sell product. Like, why did I think I could do this? Or you're just like you're living in fear, really. Okay. And then you start to feel angry. You start to feel like, why didn't my director tell me that it was going to be hard? Or you start to blame Mary Kay or your recruiter or your director. You're basically just like angry with everybody else except for yourself, right? You're not really taking responsibility for your own actions. And then there's another part of anger that you get to, and it start to be angry with yourself. You start to admit to yourself and recognize your feelings, okay? And you're not alone, or you feel alone, but you're not, and you know that you're responsible for where you're at, okay? But you're upset with yourself because you feel like you could have been doing better, right? And then the last step of your emotional cycle is acceptance, okay? You basically are back to stage 1. You're starting to get excited again, and you're starting to learn how to really just keep moving. You're starting to get realistic. You're starting to say things like, it's not like me to just quit on my goals. Things like that. Okay, so here's what I want to know. How? Well, first off, I want to know, right now it's just me and Lindsay on here. So Lindsay, I want you to unmute, and I want you to tell me where you're at in the emotional cycle. I'm not going to judge you.
I would say between 4 and 5, maybe more towards 5.
Okay, so a little bit of procrastination, avoidance, and a lot of negative self-talk.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, that's okay. So listen, here's the deal. So the difference between a consultant and a director, okay, is we have just learned how to get through the entire cycle really quick, okay? Because when I start to feel myself getting in this denial, the procrastination of doing things that really are unnecessary or could be done later, instead of working my business, I realized real quick, like, oh my gosh, like I'm in denial. Like I know what I need to go do, and it's get leads and make my booking calls, because when I get bookings, it makes me excited. So
Mhm.
I just, because that real quick, I won't even hit the anger or any of that. I will skip those. You know what I'm saying? I will skip the fear and all of that, because I'll just go straight into making my calls, or straight into going to get into action. So the biggest thing that you've got to remember is that we've all, no matter where you're at in your business, we've all been through every single piece of the wheel. We
Okay.
all have these feelings. And that's something that some of the directors and I have been working on, like a cute like skit that we're going to do for you guys at fall retreat. It's going to be great. But the goal is to get through feelings, your emotional cycle, quickly.
Okay.
And really the truth is it's up to you, because I can't control your feelings. Nobody else can control your feelings. But sometimes you have to work through your feelings and do what you know to do. And that's what I have to do, because there's moments where I'm fearful because I've taken myself out of the field so for a week or whatever. And because I haven't been doing it regularly, I start to fear again. And remember, fear doesn't come from the Lord. So if you're scared, if you're scared, there's a reason. And it's probably because you've been avoiding and all of that. So you just got to get into motion, get into action. So here's my favorite quote: action cures paralysis. Action cures paralysis. If you feel like you're paralyzed in your business, you have to go get into action. Whether that be go get new leads, go make your booking calls, whatever. Hold on. Consultants are calling me. I'm like, we're doing the meeting. Okay, anyways, so let's talk a little bit about head game, okay? Romans 12:2 says, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. What was I doing? Hold on a second. Where would participants? Okay. I don't think anybody was trying to get in, but I'm just making sure. Okay, so Romans 12:2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. So what does this mean? You got to get out of your head. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta. Because anytime you're having thoughts of, I don't know if I can do this, if you're second guessing yourself, or if you're second guessing whether or not God wants you here in this business, or if you can really do this, that is not what God called you to do. He says, do not conform to the pattern of this world. Okay, the pattern of this world is to start something and quit. Okay, the pattern of this world is to talk negatively to yourself. I went to drill this weekend, and I haven't been in probably 3 or 4 months, and I forgot how nasty and negative that they are. But it's not just people in the military, but it's the world. okay? Because they live in a world that I don't live in. I keep myself in this pink bubble and I surround myself with good, positive people. And if you're negative, I don't talk to you, period. Like, I don't care. And if you start to get negative and I love you, then I tell you, like, you're being negative and I can't hang out with you. And then, like, I tell them because I can't, because that makes me feel, ugh, okay? And I know that God says not to conform to the pattern of the world and be transformed by the renewing of my mind. And I've got to protect my mind because what I am surrounded by is who I am, and I don't want to be that, okay? So you've got to live out what God wants you to do. You guys, what you think about, you bring about, okay? If you think there's no way I could be in my red jacket, or there is no way I can go earn a car, then guess what? You probably ain't. But if you say, you know what, I have no idea how I'm going to earn this, but I believe God called me to this, so I'm just going to put my blinders on and go to work and stop worrying about what other people think, and I'm going to stop thinking about negative stuff because God called me to this, so this is what I've got to go do. Like, I got to be honest, you got to put your big girl panties on and get to work. So y'all, when you go do the work, God gives you results. But if you're not working, why is he going to bless you? You got to work from discipline, not emotion. Y'all, the reason we get through this cycle so quickly as a director is because if I'm disciplined to go get the leads when I know I need them, when I'm disciplined to go do the booking calls, because the truth is that Jennifer and Holly don't call and ask me, hey, have you done your booking calls today? Like, they don't do that because it's my responsibility, right? As a grown woman, it is your responsibility to go do the things that you know to do. And so you've got to get into action and stop working from your emotion. When you work from your emotion, it basically is when you get excited, you go work. But when you're not excited, when you're scared, when you're down on yourself, you're not working. That's what it's called when you're working from emotion. Okay? Because you're basically letting your emotions and your feelings control you. When you've got to control yourself, you're in charge of you. You are in charge of you and what you do. Okay? So you've got to work from discipline. I always say it's important to make sure that you strengthen your discipline muscle every single day. When I wake up and put my feet on the floor every single morning, I think to myself, what am I going to do today that's going to get me further in my business? Every single day, no matter what my day looks like, I'm going to do something. I told Trey today, I said, Wednesday, like, I know we're leaving for vacation tomorrow, but Wednesday I have a party. He said, okay. I said, so don't be upset because I got to do this debut party. She's counting on me. And I've got 2 phone facials that night. I said, I couldn't work this weekend because I had Gerald. He was like, I'm not one to freak out about stuff like that. I was like, I know. But I'm just letting you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's understanding, but I scheduled all this at 8 o'clock at night, so it's fine. But on a Sunday, he knows for sure I don't do anything on a Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you've got to be disciplined. And y'all, I work on discipline. And you got to work when you can now so that when you can't, when stuff comes up, you're not stressed out. Okay? So you got to work when you can so that when you can't, nobody's upset. You're not freaking out. It's okay if stuff happens and you're not able to work. Don't freak out about that. But are you working when nothing is happening? You know, like, today is a super crazy busy day for me because I'm packing. I'm trying to make sure everything is good. I have to have all these different prizes put together and all of that. My house is a freaking mess, and I still got to pack for fall retreat. I know we got to get an oil change before I head out tomorrow. Like, I just got, like, all this stuff I had to meet. I was supposed to meet the Scentsy girl to pick up Trey's little gift. I was supposed to meet a girl to pick up my sweaters before I left for vacation. I was supposed to meet and go to the post office and make sure I ship out some stuff. I mean, my list was like I felt like, whoa, what just happened today, right? So what did I do? I called somebody. I called my assistant, and I said, hey, girl, listen, I'm only one person, and I need you today. Are you able to work? So she went and ran all those errands. I went to the post office, got everything done at the house that I needed to get done, while she went and picked up sweaters and picked up wax, all that, because that's not going to make me money. Right? So if it's not going to make you money and it's not that important, who can you get to help you? You know what I'm saying? Do you have a sister? Do you have a mom who can run an errand for you? You know what I mean? Because sometimes those things are not that important. Like the other day, I had my mom, she lives in Duncan, and I had a girl who ordered product from me, and she works in Duncan. And my mom picked Emma up for me at the coffee shop. I said, can you drop this off on your way home? Because it was legitimately on her way. So my question is, there are people in your life who can do things for you. It's not that you have to pay them because they love you. You know what I'm saying? So you can pay them. Don't get me wrong. If you have a teenager friend or whatever, or a friend who has a daughter who's in high school or whatever, and she drives, you can pay her $7 an hour, or whatever, to go pick some stuff up from you, or go get your groceries or whatever. But anyways, I'm getting on a tangent. So work from discipline, not emotion. Okay, y'all. Knowledge without action is frustration. Knowledge without action is frustration. When you know what to do and you're not doing it, you're frustrated. And y'all, inactivity is negativity. If you're a girl who knows what to do, you have the knowledge, and you're not in action, you're not working your business like you know to do, you're frustrated. And how do you get out of frustration? You get into action.
Go to work.
Yes. Go get the leads. Go get the bookings. Do a party. Do a facial. You know what I'm saying? So, I also want to say that the comparison game and procrastination are the two dream killers in this business. The comparison game and procrastination are the two dream killers in this business. You know, when I was a director, before I had stepped down and became a director again this year, I compared myself to all these other women who had debuted around the same time as I did. Because I thought, she debuted the same time, like maybe a month after me, but still around the same time, And there's no reason that she's in an Equinox and I'm not. Like, what is happening here? Like, or, oh my gosh, she just earned a Cadillac, and like I'm still in a consultant level car. Like, I used to compare myself. Or, oh my gosh, she just got her first offspring and I'm not. I think in the beginning of my business, I was just too dumb to doubt. Or I had childlike faith. So I just worked and I didn't really care what other people were doing or whatever. And that's when I was moving so quickly, because I was staying in my own lane. You know what I'm saying? I was just working. I was just having a good time. And I feel like that's what I've been doing this year too. I'm just working. I'm just having a good time. I'm staying in my own lane. And when you stay in that joy zone and you're not comparing yourself to others, and if I ever catch myself comparing people, a lot of times it's because she's posting on Facebook that she just accomplished this or she just did that. Well, I had to unfollow. And it's not because I don't like her or I'm jealous, but it's because I was comparing and it was messing my head. Okay? So if you feel like you're doing that with people that you're friends with on social media, I'm telling you that it's okay to unfollow. I'm not saying delete her as a friend, just unfollow so you don't see her stuff anymore. And then you'll stop comparing yourself to her. You know? Y'all, popcorn is prepared in the same heat, in the same pot, in the same oil, but they all pop at different times. Your turn is coming. Just keep working and create the discipline, and you will pop. So let's talk about changing your mindset. You can do and change anything in your business in 90 days. Okay, so, okay, statistics say that it takes 90 days to create a habit. Okay, they used to say 21. Okay, but the truth is for 21 days, you're excited about what you're doing. And then the next 21 days, it's a little bit harder. And the last 21 days, it's starting to really be a habit. Okay, because the 42 day to 60 day, you really want to quit. Okay, so it really takes 90 days to create a good solid habit, create good solid discipline. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So in our business, okay, we I'm freezing. Like, Trey got the air condition on. I'm about to stuff some pillows under the door. Okay, so it takes 90 days to see tremendous different results. Okay, so last month we had our best month ever. Okay, 3 months before that was when? June. That was when we worked the hardest, right? So 90 days later, we had results for what we did in June. I know that seems weird. You're like, well, why don't I get results now for what I do now? Well, you do. But if you continue to do that for 90 days, chugga, 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 then you get big results, okay? When I was earning my first car, the first month we went on Target, we did 5,000. Like, only 5,000, okay? Like, no extra pennies. Okay, like, we barely made it, okay? And then the second month, we did 5,000. And then the third month, we did 5,000. And then the fourth month, we did 13,000. No. I did my car in 3 months. So it's 5,000, 5,000, and then 13,000. Because on that 90 day, it all came flooded in. Okay? Does that make sense? So you've got to be patient. Okay? I know that's like really difficult for us women. We like things right now. Okay? But if you will just stay the course and just keep going, like, what am I going to do today? I'm going to make 10 phone calls. What am I going to do today? I'm going to make 10 phone calls. What am I going to do today? I'm going to make 10 phone calls. Like, if you will just do that for 90 days, I'm telling you, things will blow up. 3 months from now, God, you might be a director. Like, I'm telling you, things blow up. In January, I had 3 recruits. I was barely a red jacket, okay? In March, I was in DIQ. In May, I debuted. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay? It's seriously 3-month increments, okay? To see huge results. You just got to stay consistent every month, okay? So January, legitimately had 3 recruits. 3. I had just sat down as a director and I had 3. That's all I had? Like, really? I mean, I was a pissed off woman. Okay? So I had 3 girls. And then I started working my business. And by March, we had, I think, 10. Okay? So January, February, March, had 10 girls. April, May, I debuted with 24. Okay. June, we had we worked really hard June. Okay. And then July, August, September, we had our best month ever in my career. Highest paycheck, highest number of recruits, all of it. Okay. So my question is, what are you going? What's your 90-day goal? Like, what are you going to finish by December 30th? Because it's October. Let's keep it real. Okay. So you can change anything in 90 days. To know that you can legitimately change where you're at in your business in 90 days, you could be at a whole another level in 90 days. Okay. You might jump from being on Target car to actually earning a car in 90 days. You might go from on Target car to being a director in 90 days. You might go from no recruits to Red Jacket in 90 days, or no recruits to DIQ in 90 days. You can do anything in 90 days. It's just, are you willing to put your face on the floor, spend time with God, ask Him to take your emotions away from you so that you can focus and be clear every day? Because that's the thing that messes us up, is our emotions will start to make our focus and clarity unclear. It's almost like we get into a fog, like we can't see what the next step should be because we're so in our emotions, right? So, your thoughts shine through, you guys, and you've got to keep your brain healthy, okay? One of the things that I've always thought to myself is, and I don't know if this is true, okay, but it kind of makes sense. Have you ever heard have you ever heard of like a cancer patient have cancer and they kept saying every day, I'm beating this, I'm beating this, I'm beating this, and then they legitimately beat it? Because our brain has so much power over our whole body, right? Our brain tells our hand to give a high five, right? Our brain tells our body to move when we want to move. Our brain sends all these like connections, right? So if our brain is strong enough to move my entire body, do you think my brain is strong enough to control me? Yes, it is. Okay. So how can you keep your brain healthy? Well, my favorite is to read. Okay. If you're not a girl who likes to read, you can listen to audiobooks. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but you can go to Spartanburg County Library and log in using your or just wherever your library is, log into your local library, okay? And you can rent an audiobook for free using your library account. It's super cool. And that way you don't have to pay for them. You just rent them for as long as you want to listen to them. When you're done, then you get a new one. So it's pretty cool. But reading is important, and I'm not talking about Twilight, okay? I'm talking about healthy books. I think, one of my most favorite books right now is Girl Wash Your Face or Girl Stop Apologizing. Those are super good for entrepreneurs. I like the book Fervent because it's prayer strategy, and I think 100% you need to be improving your prayer life in your Mary Kay business. I do. I really believe that. There's tons of books out there, but whether it be scripture-based or entrepreneur-based, or Mary Kay has books that she's written, that's the biggest thing. You've got to make sure that if you're reading, 20 minutes a day, okay? Like, what did the school make us do back in the day? Like 30 minutes. And it felt like the longest 30 minutes of my life. But if I'm reading something that I enjoy, then 30 minutes is gonna fly. Okay. If you're not a reader, you don't really care to read, then listen to a book. You can do it while you're getting ready in the mornings. That's one of the things that I like to do. I listen to books or podcasts and things like that in the car. 90% of the time, I don't have music on, ever. Okay. And do that when you're getting ready in the morning. Do it when you're getting ready for bed. Do it while you're in the shower. Like, you have time to take care of your brain. It's just figuring out, what do you want to listen to? What do you want to read? Whatever. So just pick something and run with it. You guys, I have sticky notes all over my house, okay? The sticky notes, like my aunt comes over sometimes and she does my laundry for me. Praise Jesus, because I don't know if I'd ever have clean underwear. So she'll come over and do my laundry, and she says, like, I'll walk around your whole house and read all your sticky notes every time I come here because it makes me feel so good. And I'm like, yeah, anytime I'm in a funk, I walk around my whole house and read all my sticky notes too. Like, I have to, there's sticky notes right beside the coffee pot. So when I'm fixing my coffee in the mornings, this is what I'm reading to myself. There's a sticky note in my car that reminds me that it is okay for Emma to see me work. It's okay for her to see me achieve, because I struggle with mom guilt. Like, I struggle with, oh my gosh, I'm working too much. But the truth is if I work for somebody else, I'd probably work more and see her less. So I just have to remind myself daily, And if you need to remind yourself, like in my affirmation, that's another thing you need to do. You need to have an affirmation. What are you saying to yourself daily? My affirmation is like, it's got a couple of sentences in there, and I don't have it all memorized, but it talks about my mom guilt. It talks about bookings, because that's something I've always struggled with in my business. So I would say, I make booking calls because Emma deserves so much more. Because I know that if I do my booking calls, then me writing in my calendar new bookings is like writing into my checking account for more money to be able to go take my kid wherever she wants to go or do whatever she wants to do. Y'all, we're about to buy our first house, and I'm not talking about a starter home. I'm talking about a $250,000 house. Yeah, but if I didn't do my booking calls and work my business the way that I should, then there's no way we could pay for that, because we couldn't live off of just Trey's income. We just couldn't. Because I like to shop. I like to go get my nails done. They're so cute, you guys. Oh my gosh, they've got leaves on them. I mean, like, they're gorgeous. I just went and got them done today. Okay, I like to go get my nails done. I got my hair done the other day. Like, I'm a spender, okay? But I work really hard so that I can play really hard, okay? Because I still got to make sure we're good on everything else. Bills, I want us to have a savings. I mean, like, I want to live the American dream, okay? I do. So I've got to make sure that my work ethic is in check. I don't know where I was going with that. So your subconscious is a control freak. Your subconscious is a control freak. What are you telling her? Are you telling her that you're not going to earn a red jacket? Are you telling her you're not going to earn a Mary Kay car? Are you telling her that you don't know where you're going to get a new recruit from? Are you telling her, I mean, like, I'm just gonna live with my mom. It'll be okay. Like, I don't need to go get a new home. I could say, because we live in my grandmother's old house, I could say, you know what? I mean, like, we're comfortable, and I don't have to live. I could just stay here. Like, my papa will be fine with me just living here forever. I could. But no, I do not want that. I don't ever want somebody to say that I got everything handed to me. I want them to say, gosh, she works her tail off for everything she's got. She's earned 3 free Mary Kay cars because she works. Do not discount what God has given you, and you've got some talent. So don't discount that. You guys, listen to uplifting music. When you first wake up in the morning, what are you doing? Are you scrolling on social media? Or are you hopping up out of bed to go brew your coffee and listen to some gospel music? Because if I start my mornings with Jesus music, I may not hit scripture every morning, but if I hop up and I praise and worship every morning, I feel like I can conquer the world. So what are you doing when you first wake up? Don't go straight to social media. Don't do that. Just get out the bed. Go brew your coffee or your tea or whatever you like to do in the mornings and listen to some Jesus music. You need to listen to something uplifting and get out the bed, because if I start scrolling on Facebook, I'm going to wait till the last minute to do anything. And if it's on a day that I'm not scheduled to work, I'm really not going to get anything done because I'll be lazy all day. So get up, turn some music on, even if it's just you got to put your headphones on because everybody else is sleeping, like whatever. But you've got to get up and get motivated, okay? And you're the only person who can motivate yourself. You guys, the 5 people that you surround yourself with is who you are going to act like. I realized that after yesterday, when I finished my drill weekend, that I never wanted to see those people again. Because they had me feeling like I hated life. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. When I called Trey when I left drill, I said, I'm done with drill. And he was like, are you excited? I said, I'm so glad that I only have one more and my contract is over, because I never want to be around those people again. Not because they're horrible people, but because if I keep hanging out with them, oh my God. One girl was getting kicked out because she was smoking pot and failed a P test. And I was like, oh, I can't. I'm like, oh God, I can't be hanging out with you, girl. She was like, oh yeah, I mean, she literally said like, yeah, they're kicking me out. I was like, are you getting a dishonorable discharge? She was like, I don't really care. I was like, you should, like, that might be on your record for the rest of your life. And she was like, it's okay, I don't really give a, and she was F this and SHIT this, and I was like, I just want to go see Jesus. I was like, I don't know why these people want me to come here. They probably want me to come there so that I can rub off on them or something. Whew. I mean, it drains you when you're around those kind of people, you know? Like, you're like in a panic. You've got to make sure that your circle of influence are hardworking. Are they lazy? Do you hang out with lazy people? I don't. I hang out with rock stars. Okay? Y'all, my top 5 people, I'm going to tell you right now. My mom, okay? My mom, she is very hardworking and diligent with my daughter. Very. Very positive. I never hear a cuss word come out of her mouth. Very, very positive, okay? My other circle, I have Holly. I have Jennifer, okay? Those 2 are rock stars in Mary Kay. All right? And then my last 2 is my husband. Okay, he is very, very positive, very disciplined. Like, he will 100% tell me when I'm being slack. He will. He kicks my tail. I mean, really, kicks my tail. Sometimes when he thinks I'm being slack, he'll make my cup of coffee in the mornings with a cup that says discipline on it. I'm like, word to your mother. Got it. Okay. Let me get up out the bed real quick. Okay. And I don't know who my fifth is. Probably Shelly and Lindsay. Although I feel like I haven't seen either one of y'all in a while. But I surround myself with hardcore working women. Okay. And of course, a couple of family members. But be specific on those family members, because there's people in my family that I don't hang out with. Okay. Okay. Don't tell nobody.
We get to spend all weekend together.
I know. I'm so excited. I have goodies for y'all. It's going to be so good. Oh, y'all's goodies are so cute. Okay. Y'all, the things that you say to yourself, would you let your man say that? Or better yet, would you let someone like that talk to your kids that way? Whew, that keeps me in the rear because I'm very protective over my daughter. My husband thinks I'm like a control freak. But if you're going to be cussing, if you're going to be acting crazy, if you're going to be talking foolish, don't be talking like that around my daughter. I remember when I was pregnant and I would go to drill, they would sit down, and if they were cussing, I would tell them real quick, you need to shut your mouth because this baby inside of me can hear you. And they would be like, I mean, they were scared to death. I'm pretty sure they were thought like, Mama Bear is about to beat me. But now, and you can ask my Aunt Summer that's, now in Mary Kay, but now, like, I did not even, like, if I'm with family and they start cussing, I'll tell them real quick, can you stop cussing? And it's not because I think cuss words are bad, okay? Because I say cuss words every once in a while on accident or when I get super angry. But when those are like your constant vocabulary, you have to be thinking negatively daily. Okay? And so maybe you need a checkup from the neck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you thinking daily? Maybe you need to write down on a piece of paper. You know, how I figured out what my thoughts were, I started writing everything that I was thinking to myself down on a piece of paper so that I could focus on fixing that. Okay? So, I didn't get to my time management, even though I felt like I kind of did with procrastination and delegating things. Because I feel like you know how to time manage. You know how to manage your time. But I think the problem is that we procrastinate. And so that really just comes from getting out of your head. So if you focus on whatever label that you have given yourself, whether that be quitter, whether that be not good enough, whether that be unreliable, or I had a consultant a couple months ago tell me that she wasn't disciplined. She said, I'm just not a disciplined person. Yeah, I don't play that. Like, you can't speak things like that around me. Like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to fix that phrase you just said, like, you are not a what? Say that again. Because I think you meant to say that you were, but I just want to make sure. Okay. So I think it's important to make sure that you're being very careful with what you're speaking and what you're thinking. Okay. So maybe you need to, write out tonight 10 things that you've said to yourself that were negative in the past 24 to 48 hours. What have you said? What have you thought? All of that. You need to write it all down. Snap a picture and send it to me, all the negative stuff, okay? And then I want you to create positive statements that are like, so if you say, I'm not disciplined, then you need to say, I am mastering discipline. Okay? So you just need to fix it, okay? Basically create a statement that's fixing that statement. Does that make sense? Okay. So, just start writing down, brainstorm what you've thought in the past 24 hours. If you catch yourself say something, fix it. I always say that if you say something negative, you got to say 3 things positive. so that you can overcompensate that negativity with positivity. Okay. So if you catch yourself saying, and this weekend you guys are going to be with me at Farm Retreat, Shelly and Lindsay. So if I hear any negative stuff, I'm going to say, oh, 3 things positive, go. And you have to think about 3 things positive. It's going to be so fun. Oh, gosh. Y'all are going to be like, okay, I'm done with you, Nikki. So what this is going to do is it's going to create your affirmation for you. Okay. So you're thinking about all the negative stuff that you're saying to yourself, you're writing it all down, and then you are creating positive statements, right, from the negative stuff. So you're going to flip them, okay? And that's going to be your affirmation. And you can organize it however you want to say it or whatever, but start by brainstorming the negative, switch it to a positive, and that's your affirmation that you'll start saying daily, okay? So, what questions do y'all have? Any questions?
I don't have any.
Okay. So, I want y'all to tell me what your takeaways are. If you can tell me what your biggest takeaway was from tonight, that would be wonderful. If you watch the replay, then make sure you comment and tell me that.
Okay. My biggest takeaway is, I don't know, there was a lot of good stuff. You hit me spot on this week. Let's see.
How did I hit you spot on? What was it?
The comparison, the procrastination. I need to change my mindset, how I need to be responsible, my circle of influence. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited. So excited, Lindsay. Fall retreat is going to be amazing. Make sure you got some appointments on your date book for you to come back immediately and start working.
Okay.
Because you're going to be so motivated when you leave. So you're going to want to have appointments on your date book. So I want to encourage you to start booking at least one appointment a day. Okay, for the next. Okay. So that way your date book has at least 7 appointments by the time you leave fall retreat. You'll be grateful that you did. So one a day. You can do that. One a day. Okay. And so just a couple of announcements. Today is the 19th. So we officially have like 11 days left. So excited. Don't freak out, Lindsay. Get out of your head, put your face on the floor, and go to work. It's only 7 o'clock. You can get a lot of people time in the next 2 hours. Okay. So my question is, are you where you want to be so far for the month for your month goal? If you're not, what can you do for the next 2 hours to get you where you want to be? Okay. If that includes I need to make calls for the next 2 hours, then do that. If that means I need to get some leads for the next 2 hours, then do that. If that means that I need to call and cry over the phone with my director for at least 10 minutes and then go do that stuff, then that's fine too. But just do what you've got to do. Now set yourself up to have a good month end, because 11 days is almost 2 weeks. Okay, so if you're willing to start working hard for the next 2 weeks, and it's okay, we're going to be at fall retreat this weekend, so by the schedule when your downtime is. So if you want to have scheduled phone facials for during your downtime, then do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fine. Get your people sent out before you leave for fall retreat, and then you have some appointments to do while you're over the weekend. I'm doing my open house over the weekend for my customers, so it's all virtual, so they can go on there and shop and all that. So just do something. What are you going to do to have the best month end ever? I'm super excited for our retreat this weekend. So I sent out our packing, right? Y'all know what to arrive in, all of that. So y'all be on the lookout for those who are not going to fall retreat. You are totally missing out. I'm just telling you. Totally missing out because it's going to be an amazing weekend. It's not too late to go. Not too late. You can still come. But I'm going to be posting all weekend all kinds of cute, fun stuff on our Facebook group. We will not have our what's it called? Booking Blitz. Or the Bible study where I go live or anything. We're not doing that this week. This is all we're doing this week. So I want to, I'm probably going to send out a challenge for everybody. So y'all go create your affirmations. And I'm super excited. Start packing now for fall retreat. Do all your laundry. I love you guys. I hope you have a good night. Thank you for being on. Bye.